As we all know, I am such a person with high integrity and high discipline. Whenever I tell myself that I'm not going to do anything, that I will never do that thing again. For example, I told myself that I will never play video games anymore. And see, I haven't been playing video games for so long until stop. This is a good game. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As many of you may have heard about the game Black Myth Wukong, which is a phenomenal hit recently. Everybody is talking about that. Every game streamer is streaming that. To be honest, it's such a good game. The game was based on the story of Journey to the West, which is a must read for most of the Chinese. And I grew up reading that story and watched the TV shows and all kinds of entertainment based on that story. So the story Journey to the West has left a huge impact in me. I want to also share some background. The main character of the story is a monkey whose name is Sun Wukong. The game Black Myth Wukong named after him. So this character is a monkey and who became a god and then who got punishment because he messed around in the heaven. And after that he got released, getting on the trial. And after he finished the trial, he became a Buddha. So that's the basic storyline. When I first heard about the game, it was about 2-3 years ago when the studio Game Science, who produced this game, released its first trailer. I was shocked, and a lot of gamers were shocked. It became a trendy topic for a little while. And then Game Science released a couple more trailers through the development of this game. Until recently, the game finally released. I think the game released on August 20th, which was 2 weeks ago. And on August 22nd, I remember that, on August 22nd, when I woke up and I made the first mistake of the day. I opened YouTube. What I saw at that time is all kinds of video recommendations and clips talking about this game. And no wonder I knew that the game was released by then. Given how much the story Journey to the West had impact on me, and given how long I have been anticipated for this game. And also, given the promise I made to myself that I will not play video games again. I searched YouTube and I watched the gameplay, the entire storyline for about a couple hours. And then after I watched the storylines, I got so attracted by this game. Then I started searching YouTube videos which explains the storyline, especially some of the details which I found very intriguing, but I could not understand why. But I know that there is some clues there, and I want to find out what exact plot the clue leads to. So then, in the following couple of days, every day I spent at least 1 hour, sometimes even more, and sometimes maybe 2 or 3 hours, just to look at the gameplays and to look at the videos and the blogs which explain the storyline. And as I read and watch more and more related content, I feel like to play this game more and more. But until then, I was able to keep myself away from it. I was able to keep the promise. I was able to resist my desire to play this game. Then this happened. Last Saturday, I went out with a friend. I had not been out for about 2 weeks by then. I told myself that, okay, I gotta relax today. I gotta drink and I gotta spend a long night out. So we had a lot of fun that night. When I got home, it was about like 5 or 6 a.m. I went to bed around 6 a.m. and when I woke up, it was in the early afternoon of Sunday. Because of the drinking and because of the super late time going to bed, my sleeping pattern has been disturbed. I didn't have good sleep. I felt like shit when I woke up. And you know what is funny? When we feel not good, there will be all kinds of negative emotions emerge in the mind. And then the mind starts to generate all kinds of negative ideas that's associated with this negative emotions. And they feed each other, and then they lead to behaviors and choices which will later be proved to be mistakes. So here's what I did. I woke up, I feel very tired, I don't feel good. What I did immediately was a wrong choice. I opened YouTube, half of my screen were videos talking about Black Myth Wukong. So it's very natural for me to click through them. A couple hours passed by like that, just like that. Deeply in my heart, I know this behavior is not right. I know it's not a productive behavior. I know I'm drifting away from my goal by doing this. Apparently, the guilt was not enough for me to wake up. So step by step, finally I reached the point that I downloaded Steam, install the game. When the game is being installed, there's a tiny voice in my heart that's shouting out saying, stop, stop, stop. But the voice is getting lower and lower. Finally, it disappeared. When I finished the installation, it was about the midnight on Sunday, and then I started playing the game. What happened later is crazy. Guess when did I stop playing the game? 2 p.m. on Monday. After 14 hours straight playing the game without sleeping, without resting. 14 hours straight playing this video games, which requires a lot of energy, a lot of reaction, a lot of eye-hand movement collaboration. So it's very intense. And the reason why I finally was able to stop was because I have a accountability call on Monday 2 p.m. When I stopped the game, it was 2 p.m. and I jumped right into the call. I wasn't feeling well during the call. Nothing much happened during the call, but I feel really guilty. I feel like shit. As soon as I finished the phone call, the amount of guilt I felt was enough for me to make the decision to get rid of it. So I uninstalled the game and then I uninstalled the Steam. That's the end of it. I haven't played the game ever since. However, the brain from time to time still gives me ideas of reinstall the game, replay that. Or some ideas to reopen the YouTubes and check about some other details within the plot or the gameplay that I made.
You want to play?
Yeah, I want to play.
So that is the recent story about me tangled up with the video game Black Myth Wukong. It's a very interesting journey. I'd say it's not as exciting as the journey to the West, but it's pretty much a big journey for me. And I learned 3 points from this story. I want to share that with you. The first one is the process of failing is a very slippery slope. Usually it started by some little steps, and then we can rationalize to ourselves that, okay, it's just a little bit, I can get out of there easily. However, when we started to get on that slippery slope, it's really fast that we keep doing the next step, the next step, the next step, and we keep slipping down the slope. For my case, is that because I have this accountability group that can give me actual mind power, pull myself out. But in many cases, it's really, really hard to get out. There are so many similar examples in the modern society. For example, drugs, gambling, and all kinds of other addictions that ruin our lives. When we allow ourselves to start the initial small steps towards that downward spiral, usually we take more steps in that direction faster than we thought, and the bad results will happen much faster than we expected. Usually, when we finally realized what we were doing, it was too late for us to pull ourselves out of the situation and get back to the right path. This conclusion leads me to my second point, is that a lot of the bad behaviors, bad habits, or poor choices, they were initiated by a small cue. In my case, it was the YouTube recommendation. When I see the recommendations on my screen, it became a vision cue. To understand more about the vision cues, I highly recommend the book Atomic Habits, which is the bestseller among the New York Times bestsellers. Basically, when we have a vision cue, the information of the vision cue will be captured and processed by our brain, and then our brain will very naturally create a reaction, which is usually a desire. In my case, I saw on YouTube the recommendation of videos about Black Myth Wukong. That is a vision cue. Once received by my brain activated the seeds which the previous trailer has seeded in my mind. And then after processing the information, the brain gave me an idea to further explore this game, to find out what is the game plot, then find out more about the explanation of the plot, more about the gameplays, the details, the funny parts. Then finally it leads me to download the game and play the game. To actually cut this process, we need to cut the very beginning, which is the vision cue. And what I did is I unsubscribed some gamers channels, and I also made sure that YouTube does not recommend similar contents to me anymore. It has been working so far.
Hopefully.
The third point is a very interesting point. Remember that I played the 14 hours of Black Myth Wukong non-stopping from midnight to the afternoon of the next day without sleeping. Not only is continual 14 hours of gameplay, but also the 14 hours gameplay happened during the time when I should be in bed. So very funny, this fact gave me an idea of how much energy I was able to give in doing something. Playing the game is definitely more energy consuming than reading books, than many other productive behaviors I would engage to achieve my goal. Since I have done 14 hours non-stopping video game playing from midnight to the next day's afternoon, I should be able to read books from 12 a.m. to after 2 p.m. of the next day without sleeping. It sounds a little extreme and it's definitely unhealthy. I don't recommend that. But going forward, if I tell myself that I'm tired, I need to relax after 2 hours of books reading, I know that I'm lying to myself, and I know that it's not really I'm tired. It's just the brain giving me another excuse to not engage in the behavior that will produce results. Pretty cool finding, huh? So this is my recent tangled experience with this unprecedented hot game, Black Myth Wukong. This game is a phenomenal, awesome game. I want to shout out to Game Science. You did work really hard and delivered an amazing product, and you should feel proud. And I feel proud of you, even though I'm not going to play the game again. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.